Our heroes learned that even in the afterlife, all men are creeps. And at number 7, one of my personal favorites, Regarding Buck Henry. At number 6, dropping 3 notches this week, it's Oliver Stone's documentary on the life history of that seminal 60s group, the Archies. And at number 5, Arnold Schwarzenegger teams with singer Al B. Sure in that hard-hitting action musical, I'll Be Back. And at number 4 this week, Stephen King's follow-up to The Lawnmower Man, that pruning shears guy. And you'll be happy to know that later on in the year, we'll be seeing 37 more movies written by Stephen King based on ideas that he had while he was flossing his teeth. At number 3 this week, Fried Green Burritos, the heartwarming story of a Taco Bell employee in the rural South, starring Jessica Tandy and Cheech Marin. Moving up to number 2, it's that $250 million epic by Steven Spielberg, Porridge, based on the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And holding on to number 1 for the 3rd week in a row, of course, it's Madonna with her see-all, tell-all documentary, Look at My Hooters. Well, the rock and roll world was shocked recently when it was learned that rock group Motley Crue had fired its lead singer, Vince Neil. There was a lot of speculation about the reasons for the split, some claiming creative differences, some claiming severe body odor. Well, the Al Music cameras were there. We talked to Vince Neil, and we got the real untold story.
So, Vince, what's the story? Did Motley Crue tell you, don't go away, Mad, just go away?
That's just the way it is. That's life, you know?
Well, that's very philosophical of you. But, I mean, I couldn't believe they just fired you like that. I mean, that was crazy.
That was wild.
That was wacky.
That was insane.
That was goofy, nutty, zany, cuckoo.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hear that since you're not with Motley Crue anymore, you're going on a USO tour with Bob Hope.
I wouldn't want to work with anybody else but Bob.
Really? You and Bob Hope?
It's going to be, I think it'll be great. I'm really psyched for it.
I mean, why don't you get together with, like, David Lee Roth and Milli Vanilli? I hear they're free right now.
Never. Never, never, never.
Well, okay, but I think you're making a big mistake.
Yeah, what do you know?
Oh, nothing, Mr. Career in the Toilet.
What are you talking about, man?
Come on. You want to make something of it? You want to make something of it? I'm right here, man. I'm right here, pal. I'm going to bounce you like a bad chick. That's right. What are you, chicken? What are you... Oh! Hey!
Well, that's Rapid Facts for this hour. We'll be right back. Today on Spotlight, we'll be looking at a legend in the music industry, a seminal figure in rock and roll, and a close personal friend of mine, Weird Al Yankovic. When we come back, we'll be looking at his life and times, his dreams and disappointments, the man, the myth, the legend. Weird Al Yankovic, right after this.
From out of this world comes the Sky High Solar Radio Skull Plate. It's the amazing new private earphone sound system that only you can hear. And it's a great-looking skull plate. The secret is this scientifically designed AM transistor radio that we surgically embed in your scalp. And it gets its power from the sun. Sky High is always charging, whether you're at the beach, or on the slopes, working, or playing, on the go, or just plain relaxing at home. The Sky High Solar Radio Skull Plate. You won't look like a jerk.
Weird Al, the man, the myth, the legend. What's behind his incredible story? Where did it all begin? Linwood, California. Nothing much ever came from Linwood, a place known primarily for the manufacture of aluminum foil and nasal decongestants. There was little to suggest that out of this provincial setting would come a young man and a musical revolution that would captivate and change the world. Even in these early home movies, we can detect young Al's flair for the theatrical and his uncanny sense of comic timing. Al's 7th birthday party was to play a pivotal role in the formation of his future. His parents never could have guessed the significance of their birthday gift, an accordion. Young Al sensed the joy and wonder that this newfound instrument would bring to his impressionable life. The years passed, like the warm winds following a sumptuous chili dinner. Al attended Linwood High School, where he took great pride in his schoolwork and extracurricular activities. He is fondly remembered by students and teachers alike.
Do I remember Al? He would always wear those Hawaiian shirts. And I remember one day, this is very funny. One day, the funniest thing hit me right in the middle of class. I said, Al, you know those colored shirts you always wear? You know, they remind me of the dorsal coloration of the speckled-bellied salamander.
In addition to his studies, Al had a very active social life. Women were naturally drawn to his charm, personality, and charisma. In order to earn extra spending money, Al tried his hand at a variety of part-time jobs. During the summer of his junior year, Al's father got him a job at the Schuckman Pharmaceutical Company as a quality control tester in the nasal decongestant division. But soon college life beckoned, and Al was off to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. It was there that he majored in architecture, because, as Al himself later pointed out, it was listed first in the school catalog.
We always knew that Alfred would make something of himself.
Yeah, he was always a straight-A student, kind of kept himself, though.
We were so proud when he announced that he was going to be an architect.
Yeah, architects make pretty good money. Doctors make better money.
But he wanted to be an architect.
I always told him, whatever you want to do, it's okay with us.
Just as long as you're happy.
But then he started doing all that rock and roll stuff.
We didn't understand.
What did we send him to college for? Not so he could hang around with a bunch of jerks.
He used to be such a nice boy. Where did we go wrong?
After graduating, Al hired a manager and arranged auditions to put together his very first band.
Okay, send the first one in. Love, I love you. I've been loving you so long today. Thank you. We'll let you know.
Well, I suppose by now most of you have broken out in a cold sweat, so why don't you take a shower and, in the meantime, watch a music video.